There, I'm Lauren Gaggioli, and I am a digital entrepreneur and content strategy consultant. And I am also a multi passionate entrepreneur. And what I found recently is that my website was becoming overwhelming. When you came to my website, it was very focused on what I think is important. And that meant I was leading with sort of generic content topics, things like services, products, courses, writing. And that's all well and good when you're just getting started. But what I found as I continued to develop content and create blog posts and videos in many directions, primarily in the direction of helping support folks as they identify and live out their purpose, and digital entrepreneurship, helping folks with things like organic marketing, SEO, and then also services like my mastermind and an upcoming membership group. And what I found is that as I started implementing all these changes and adding all these services and moving things around, it was becoming unwieldy. And I'm going to show you exactly what was happening on my site and how I tipped things just ever so slightly to make this a far more user centric experience. Rather than leading with myself, I led with what I think people come to me for. And I did this in service of my organic search results. And this is a little bit of a hypothesis that I'm testing out, but I'm going to be doing follow ups and reporting back to let you know how it goes once I implement the changes. So I want to show you what my site looks like right now, and then show you on my staging site how I've shifted it. And immediately after this broadcast, I am going to push it live. And so we will be able to test in real time how this ends up going. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to share my screen. Let's see if I can do this. Well, there we go. All right. So this is my site as it stands right now. As you can see, it's very normal. This is what a lot of folks have. Now, I offer website audits, and the first time the penny dropped for me was when I was doing a website audit for one of my dear friends, and he happens to have a slew of podcasts. So he had podcasts up here in his header with a drop down of, like, I kid you not, 10 different shows. Now, that's all well and good, except, it's not. It's not well and good. It at some point becomes overwhelming. And so when I saw that on his site, I said, oh, look, I am starting to do the same thing. And if you cast your vision out a whole year, 5 years, the next 10 years, and all the content you want to create as a digital entrepreneur, oh my goodness, this suddenly becomes completely untenable. I also had done that really annoying thing that a lot of entrepreneurs do, which is I just kept adding. So I would add something in my suite of services, and then I would offer it up here on the homepage. The homepage started out really tight and then ended up growing and growing and growing. This is ridiculous, right? So this is what I'm shifting to. Now, you will notice there's a huge change here in the header. It goes from being very focused on what I do to being very focused on what the user is looking for. And what I know as someone who builds sites that are found through organic search is that people 9 times out of 10 will not land here on my homepage. What's going to happen, and I'll show you real quick so you can see, is that they are going to end up coming in on a post that's very similar to this one. They'll find this in search and then very quickly see what they came for named in the header, as opposed to imagine they were coming in for this particular post and they were seeing this header. Right? This is so much more generic. But if you're curious about SEO for your small business and you see learn and love SEO in the header, you're going to be able to click through and get the information you want. And everything is listed here for them to learn more about organic marketing, timeless SEO principles, the course that I offer, the case studies I offer, and then ultimately the free offering that I have that will also trigger, but probably won't hear because I'm in my staging instance, it'll trigger a pop up. So I envision this becoming much more of a user centric experience such that I am able to roll out the red carpet to the wide variety of folks that I support. With my purpose work, I often been getting college bound students, high school students who want to name their purpose so they can write their personal mission statements more clearly. Those students will still see how they fit in because they've searched something around the content that I have that has to do with purpose. Digital entrepreneurs will see themselves represented up there and small business owners as well. Now, I still do have a secondary menu that I leverage below that hero image that does call out SEO services. It does call out things like speaking and writing more generically, things like the articles kind of aggregated. But what I don't want to do as somebody who loves doing a lot of different things is box myself out of ranking for any of these particular terms on a single site. If I were going with SEO best practices, I would probably build out numerous sites. But the reality is, I'm a solopreneur. I am someone who doesn't have a ton of bandwidth to be spinning up multiple instances and keeping all of those sites fresh. So instead, I'm aggregating it in one. As I recently discovered, a stat that I used to quote and call out from a 2021 uh, report was that 9% of web pages on the internet get organic traffic, get traffic from Google. And that has actually gotten worse. In 2023, Ahrefs updated that search traffic report, and they found that 3% of websites are actually getting traffic from Google. And of that 3%, 1.5% get 10 searches a month or less. So if I want my web pages to rank, I am going to have them on a really healthy site. And the way that I can do that and facilitate a wide array of folks is by making it very user centric and clear, but also by making sure that I am refreshing that site often. And this allows me to not have to develop a ton of content on the entrepreneurship side and then a ton of content on the purpose side and maintain 2 or potentially even 3 websites. It's going to allow me to do it all in-house under one roof. And I think that ultimately that's going to serve me better and serve the health of my site better and serve my searchability better. Now, this is a grand experiment, so we will see how that pans out. Right now, my site is getting about 400 hits of organic traffic a month, and it's pretty much all coming to a single post that has gone gangbusters. So, yay for that. But my goal now is to start to really grow in a lot of other directions. And so instead of just putting all my eggs in that one blog post basket, I am going to start to generate a lot more content in a lot more disparate fashion and in a lot more disparate verticals. So if you are new to SEO, if you're new to building out websites, if you're new to understanding how all this hangs together, this is what I love to teach. And I do it through my course, Organic Marketing Ecosystem. It's a little bit SEO, a little bit user experience. It's all data backed. Everything that you saw on my website is backed by a content plan. And I know the keyword that I am targeting on each and every page and post. And that's really important. I think if you are uncertain as to the content you're putting out there, that is there anybody who even needs it? This is the kind of work that is going to benefit you. And once you sort of peel back the curtain, once you can see beyond the matrix, then you are able to make really well-reasoned, thoughtful, and intentional decisions about how to craft your content, what pieces to do first, and what to push to the back burner you can really start to see the things that are going to move the needle on your business. So, if you would like to play along and see how this all pans out, I have an invitation for you. If you would like to know where you are starting right now, I have a free DIY website audit then you can access at laurengagioli.com/DIY audit. This is a free 3-part mini course where I walk you through and what your website is doing right now and how you can potentially make it better. So if you'd like to learn more about that, head to laurengagioli.com/DIY audit. And the next step after that, of course, is to join the course to learn more about how this all works so that you can be part of the successful minority. Can you outpace 97% of web pages on the internet and get any organic traffic? And can you get more than 10, which puts you in the top 1.5% of web pages in the world? So if that sounds intriguing, if that sounds like something maybe you've been delaying on and know that you really need to do to boost the health of your business, I would love to support you in that work. The first step, of course, is to see where you're starting. So head on over to the DIY website audit, and I will see you in the free mini course. And I will also follow up with you with the traffic that comes out of this update. I can't wait to explore it. See you there.